Hey everyone, welcome to episode number 10 of the Ask Two Dudes show. My name is Chris Bentley. My co-host Milo couldn't make it today, but I do have my special guest, Mr. Sterling Reid.
Boom!
Of the Inspection House. He is the owner of it. Just so you guys know and you guys have some context, it's actually almost 9 p.m. This man works his face off. I give him quite a bit of business, and of course he gets a lot of his own business, but he's here to talk about home inspections, which is something that I always recommend to my buyers, and it's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. But let's talk about a little bit about you and Inspection House, and I know you're the owner of it, how long you've been doing it, that kind of stuff.
So, thank you for having me too. Thanks for meeting me late. I appreciate it, man. So the Inspection House is my baby for sure. We operate in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin Metroplex, Waco, East Texas, Tyler area, and soon to be San Antonio. So we've been in business about 2 years now. We do residential and some light commercial inspections. We do about 60 to 70 inspections a week. Wow. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely.
But we do operate at a high level, and we do a thorough job. And I think that's why the clients love us so much, is because we do such a thorough job with the inspections. So you can check out our website at.
We'll do that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about. I know for me as a realtor, like I said earlier, I have like a love-hate relationship with it, right? Like I love that clients go out and they pay for that home inspection up front. They go out and do it, and then I've had the good and bad experiences. With you, it's great because you go with what's actually the problem, and you don't really go into like nitpicking everything. I've had people be like, yeah, there's a chip on the tiled floor, and then somebody that's a first-time home buyer is going to be like, oh, we need all new floors in the kitchen because there's a chip missing out of it. And I think that's one of the misconceptions is that somebody gets a home inspection and they're like, okay, well, you have to fix these 36 things that are wrong, and it's really not that way at all. It's either it needs to be fixed because it's detrimental to somebody living in the home, or it's a situation where they can kind of pick and choose, and that's where experienced realtor kind of comes into place where they can negotiate those repairs. But let's talk about some of that stuff and some of the stuff you see. We talked about you being in Texas. I mean, foundations, roofs, HVAC. I mean, there's just a ton of different stuff. Where do you want to go with it?
Since we are in Texas, especially in this area, one of the biggest concerns clients have when they contact us is, does a home have foundation problems?
Okay.
And that's why with my company, every single inspection we do, we use a tool called Zip Level to actually measure the foundation. The other inspection companies, they're going to just eyeball it to see if the home has foundation problems or not. Well, you can't really tell anything with that. If you don't have the right tools to get the job done, then you shouldn't be doing the job.
Right.
So we do that with every inspection. So that tool is the exact same tool structural engineers use, foundation repair companies use that tool, the good ones use that same tool, and we use it. There's no additional cost for that service to the client. They get it automatically. And so basically the way it works is, because foundation problems can be extremely costly if the problems actually exist. I mean, foundation repairs can range anywhere from maybe $300 a pier on up to, I've seen some about $700 a pier. So you could easily go from $5,000 to $30,000 in repairs that need to be completed on a foundation. So it can be very expensive. So not choosing the right company to get the job done right could cost you thousands, and that's not fun, especially when you first move in your home and you got your family there. You're thinking this is the dream house. Come to find out, you've got foundation problems. So the way it works is we find what's called the 0 point. That's the highest point of the foundation. And then from there, we take several measurements at different points of the foundation to see if the foundation is deficient or not. And then we'll load those results in the report. So in the state of Texas, what's an acceptable range is 1 inch over 20 feet. So every foundation is going to have some movement of some kind. But as long as it's within 1 inch over 20 feet, that's considered to be acceptable from the Texas civil engineers standards. Now, if you exceed that, then we like to get a specialist to come out and review it to tell you, hey, there's foundation damage.
Right.
So we'll involve a specialist at that point. The good thing about foundation repair companies, they'll come out for free for you. Structural engineers will charge you to come out about $500 on average. And then they'll do a foundation check using the exact same tool we use. Excuse me. And they'll have, they'll take soil samples and things of that nature. So it's up to you which route you go. Most people go with the foundation repair company because they'll come out absolutely free. So a couple of things, telltale signs that you potentially have foundation damage. One, and this can go either way, because just because you have symptoms of one thing doesn't mean it's that. You know, some people, you get your nose itches and then you Google it, well, 30,000 different diseases come up, So, but cracks on the exterior wall are kind of signs of movement. Now, a larger crack, that's going to be an indication of you potentially could have foundation problems. In the attic, another thing we look for is what's called rafter spread. When the rafters start to pull away, then that's indication that the foundation is settled, and so it's pulling that away, making it less secure.
That side of the house is pulling down, right?
Doors that won't latch, or doors that are so far out of alignment they won't even close. So if you pull a door and you try to close it, but it doesn't latch on that switch plate, then that's a good telltale sign. Also, if you don't have the zip level tool, that's a telltale sign that, okay, you may have the beginnings of some settlement or foundation damage, because at one point in time those doors did latch and now they don't. So take a look at a couple of those items. Windows will have separation on one side or the other, and the building envelope will be exposed. Expansion joints. Most homes are going to have a purposely left out space to give the home room to shift. When that expansion joint, you notice it getting wider and wider, well, that means one side of that house, or both, is settling, and you could have foundation problems at that as well. One thing to know about cracks, when it's foundation related, that crack is typically going to be wide at the top and then come down more to a narrower at the bottom, to where it almost meets. So a crack that's the same width the entire way is typically not going to be foundation damage. Another telltale one crack is like stair step cracking. That's typically another one that will indicate it was foundation damage also. So, those things are costly repairs, because not only do you have to fix the foundation, you also have to come back and fix those cracks.
Right.
You got to fix the rafters. The interior cracks to the wall have to be repaired. So, in order to save yourself thousands, let us come measure with the zip, make sure everything's copacetic and good to go.
Let's talk about the actual home inspection. Let's talk about what's the usual time frame. I know it goes by like square footage. Were you looking at like a 4-hour window, a 6-hour window?
We allocate 4 hours for each inspection because we have to go through the home and thoroughly look at everything, every single thing with the house. So we typically like to, we'll schedule a 4-hour block for every single home and then go through, because when someone's spending their hard-earned money on a place where they're going to raise their family,
Right.
We want to take as much pride in inspecting it as they will living in it. So we go through it like it's our very own. And that's why we're 4-star rated on Yelp as well, because we are so meticulous. We are so detailed without going overboard and, just putting ridiculous items in the report.
Chipped floor.
Right.
I know as a first-time home buyer, when I bought my house, I wanted to know everything. Like, I wanted to go with the home inspector. I wanted to do it. Now, as a realtor, like, everybody asked me to go out and do that. And, I'm not going to live there. That's not, what I do. I don't go into the home inspection stuff. And honestly, for me, in my experience, it always takes longer for the home inspector to do their job because somebody else is there.
Yes.
So, especially a first-time home buyer, they're going to ask about everything from, is the wall socket, the plate on the wall socket is broken, can I get that replaced? Is that like a damage kind of deal? Can you write that up? And so I've kind of learned to stay away from it. I know a lot of my clients want to go, and that's cool. That's they pay for it, and by all means they want to go check out the house. Cool. I usually just stay away and just kind of work on the report once I get it, because I just trust the person that's doing it. But what are we looking at in fees? Does it go by square footage? Does it go by?
We go by square footage. I mean, we'll range anywhere from about $350 to $450, depending upon what they order. I mean, if they do home and WDI, the wood destroying insect, affectionately called a termite inspection. I mean, we've got infrared they can add on.
So you guys can like see through walls and stuff like that?
But pretty much. So basically what the infrared will do is let us see temperature differentials.
Gotcha.
So if there was water running behind that wall, I'd be able to see it with the infrared and pick that up.
Okay.
So there's also, we're certified for certified pool operator, certified pool inspector. So if they got a pool or spa, we're NALP certified for septic tanks. So if we gotta inspect the septic, so there's a couple of variables, but I'd say a good range is about $350 to $450.
Okay.
And we typically encourage the buyers to come the last 30 minutes. Because I don't care what they say, like, hey, we just want to come by and get some measurements. You're not going to take measurements for 4 hours.
Right.
They're going to go and then start talking to the inspector. That's a great way for that inspector to lose focus and then miss something he or she should see. And so we encourage them, like, I understand you're paying for it, but let us do a good job. Because if you're there asking questions, walking through the house with us, how does this work? How do we do that? It's better to come that last 30 minutes and then let us go through everything with them.
Good. Let's see, what else can we talk about real quick? And then I'll let you go because I see your phone is blowing up.
It's a non-stop thing.
Let's see. In terms of scheduling, I know I've been real quick. I mean, I'd call and say, hey, I got a ratified contract, and it's usually like next 24 hours you're out the door doing it. So I know you're good with that. Let's talk about where people can find you, how to order, that kind of stuff.
So we do all inspections within 48 hours. The report is delivered within an hour of completion of the inspection. Not only does it have photos from items that were deficient, it has photos of everything we inspected. So that property, almost everything I should say. So you'll get an inspection report, and then it'll also have an additional 200 to 400 photos for the client to look at to confirm inspection. Things were actually inspected. They were working that day. You'll see the oven working, things like that. But you can find us, you can call us to book an inspection at 512-686-0097. You can book an inspection online or check us out at www.theinspectionhouse.com. Or you can Facebook me, Sterling Reid on Facebook. We also have the Inspection House on Facebook, the Inspection House on Instagram, and we're the only company I know of that will thoroughly inspect the home, walk on the roof. Buyers get a limited 90-day warranty at no additional cost after the inspection. It covers structural, mechanical, sewer lines, mold, and they get a 5-year roof leak protection. There's no additional cost to the client, just what we give them after the thorough inspection, including the zip level, and we're 4-star rated on Yelp. So it's not just me telling the clients, hey, we're good. It's clients saying, we're great, we love you. So let us know what we can do to earn your business. We're certainly here for you. Boom.
I like that. Thanks for making it out on the show, man. We were trying to do this months now, so we finally got it together.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching us. The next one will be out shortly. You guys have a great one. Thanks. Take care.